And welcome back, everyone. It's Tuesday. I did not do the death battle prediction, or death battle prediction, or death battle video. I explained to the community bus. I got hit. I went to work after my vacation was over. Was there for an hour, and I got hit with one of the worst migraines I had had in a long time, and so I was floored pretty much for the whole day. I probably could have gotten away with doing the Who Would Win later in the evening. I was feeling good enough to do that, but I just decided let's wait till the morning. The Who Would Win's never long. It's so long that I would take all the morning, so I can do it in the morning. But yeah, so no, I did still watch the death battle. It was a good death battle. I liked it, and I called the winner right on that one because I had to double check my prediction. I'm like, did I predict this right? I did. Um, so I'm actually doing really good this season. And wouldn't you know it, the next death battle was going to be Cole versus Alex. So I've already done my prediction for that. I think Alex is going to take that fight, but we'll find out. But to the point, I'm feeling good enough to at least do the Who Would Win this morning. And then I'll do my Digimon Partner Series later in the day. But this one comes to us from Zalgo, who asked the question, who win a fight, Darksied or Chara from Undertale? One of the main villains, I believe, of I've never played Undertale, and so my understanding of the world actually is a little off to some degrees. Apparently these characters are stronger than I've given them credit for. But we know Darkseid's backstory. Darkseid actually didn't start out as Darkseid. I can't remember his original name, but he started out as a new god, fell into essentially to a font of tyranny, the Omega effect, more or less, and became Darkseid, the god, the literal embodiment of tyranny. He's a being, a god who is strong enough to literally go toe to toe and beat on Superman of all things. Durable enough to take hits from him. He's got telepathy, telekinesis. He's capable of manipulating matter. The body you see of Darkseid is not actually Darkseid's body, but an avatar of him. In order to, and sorry, I'm just making room for the papa so she can sit on the couch with her Uncle Brent. You want to come sit and snuggle on the couch, Papa? Anyway, the form you see is not really him. It's just an avatar that he projects into our world. He actually exists within a separate dimension because his actual true form is so big and powerful. Just by existing, it would threaten the universe. Obviously, also, his most famous ability is his Omega Beams / the Omega Effect. The Omega Beams are omnidirectional lasers that he can basically target with and basically almost always hit his target. Even capable of hitting people like the Flash, they're so fast. Although the Flash can't outrun them, it's just a matter of he's skilled enough and they're fast enough to catch him. And the Omega Beams have multiple different effects. The standard one is like disintegration, like complete existence erasure. Or teleportation, or concussive force, or the Omega effect itself, which basically inserts you in time, and you have to keep reliving out, in different lives, dying worse each and every time within each of those lives. So yeah, he did that to Batman, and I believe he did that to Miracle Man too. But yeah, he did that to Batman, and that was just that was a horrible time for Batman. So, Chara. What's the best way to describe you? The summary of Chara, basically, from my head, is Chara is the first human that falls in the underground and will meet you at the end of the genocide route in Undertale. They are a villain in the series, but in terms of what they're actually capable of, Chara's abilities are unique. Superman characteristics that I stated. Apparently, they are the literal embodiment of statistics and data manipulation. Power nullification. They possess type 4, 6, 7, and 8 immortality. Will live on if the player is determined, and is the concept of growing numbers and stats. Will die if the player is not determined, obviously. They also have time travel, soul manipulation, timeline creation and destruction, reality warping, recreated the game, brought back the game, but they never recreated the game. They basically could return something to standard form. Mild godly regeneration from not existing. Manifestation, manipulation, delete, file, games, non-corporeal, exists without physicality, having to manifest a physical body to interact with reality. Time travel, immune to time. Paradox, acquisition type 1, to an extent as only able to remember 3 resets. Empathic manipulation, described by Who as being violent intent. They are described as being low multiversal and destructive capability. Their stamina is infinite. Their range is multiversal. So this is a weird fight. And give me one second. Types of immortality real quick. I want to know what types of immortality we're talking about. Immortality. Types of come on. There we go. Types of immortality. So it's stated that Chara has type, I believe it's 4, 6, 7, and 8 immortality. So the types of immortality we have here are immortality via reincarnation or resurrection. They are immortal because whenever they die, they are simply reincarnated within another body. Okay. I believe it was again 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 4, 6, 7, and 8 immortality. Come on. So parasitic. The character is able to attain a sort of immortality by abandoning bodies whenever necessary to transfer the consciousness to another body. Okay. 7, undead. Can't die, technically already being dead. And then I think this is the most important one, reliance immortality. The character gets benefited by one or more types of immortality as long as a certain being, object, place, or concept or more may grant them these benefits. You need to go outside? There you go. Go make pee-pees and poop-poops. So basically that's what the whole being the concept of living concept of data is about, or statistics is about, because they are the embodiment of a concept of numbers and stats. So this begs a question: how does one beat a character like this? And furthermore, are they even capable of beating Darksied? Because they do have the ability to travel through time, but Darksied has displayed those abilities before. To create timelines, that's something outside of Darkside's purview, but soul manipulation's right there. Power nullification is not something Darksied necessarily possesses on a regular basis, but he's smart enough to know how to nullify someone's power. Like, he knows Superman's weakness is kryptonite. He can figure out other characters' weaknesses easy. He's extremely intelligent. He can manipulate emotions. He's not capable of manipulating stats or anything like that, per se. Concept of numbers. God. But he is extremely capable within his own means. So, first and foremost, I don't know how powerful a power nullification we're dealing with here. Because Darkseid, we're talking about a guy who's also in the multiversal levels of power. Darkseid is one of the, I guess the best way to describe it is Darkseid would, by Marvel terms, would be considered a Nexus being, because he exists in every state of the multiverse at the same time as him. There are no variants of Darkseid, really. So that is a very key difference between someone like him and someone like anyone else who has multiverse variants. So I don't, and because the Omega effect is like a multiversal concept, I don't know if Chara can nullify that. Chara can nullify that. So if we're both going off of multiversal concepts here, I don't think Chara can nullify Darkseid's Omega ability. But this leads to the counter problem here that Darkseid, the only thing Darkseid would really have in this fight to do anything to Chara, I keep saying Chara. I knew a girl named Chara a while back. Chara is his Omega abilities. The Omega Beam, the Omega Sanction. But if we go by kind of what the Omega Beams, the Omega Effect can do, Chara is kind of immune to almost all of those. Because Chara can actually, Chara can mild golly regeneration, regenerate from not existing. So that ability's out of the window for Darkseid, because even if Darkseid wiped Chara out of the existence, Chara can come back. The concussive force could hurt Chara. Any else standard other abilities could hurt Chara. That I don't think is up for debate. But like existence erasure isn't going to work. And then there's the Omega Sanction, which actually, and hold on, immune to time paradox acquisition type 1. I'm going to actually just understand what type of time paradox that is, because that's exactly what the Omega Sanction is. It's a time paradox. So type 1. To an extent as it is only able to remember 3 trees. Okay, copy. So we're going to just, I want to figure out real quick which type of time paradox Chara is immune to, because that will, okay. The grandfather paradox. The user is immune to changes in the past, meaning other versions of themselves, and will have no effect on them. This gives them resistance to causality manipulation as a result of being reread. Okay, so that's not what the Omega Sanction is. The Omega Sanction isn't actually changing the past or anything like that. You're actually stuck in your own pocket timeline. And so, that would... If Darkseid is going to beat Chara, it's going to be one of two ways. One, Chara is just going to literally physically... Darkseid will literally just beat Chara down physically. Because power-wise, they're on a roughly same level. Although, again, Darkseid can't reset timelines or recreate timelines. So that is a level of power that Chara has that Darkseid doesn't. But more to the point, the Omega Sanction is not the type of is not the type of timeline manipulation that Chara is immune to. Because the way the Omega Sanction works is you get thrown into alternate timeline. You don't get thrown into past. You get thrown into alternate timelines. And let me double check that real quick so I know I'm not screwing that up. The Omega Sanction. Omega Sanction. Here we go. Okay, so the Omega Sanction came up. The Omega Sanction. Let's see here. So Omega Beams. We already know what those are. Give me my Omega Sanction here. Omega Optic Rays used by Omega Sanction. Where's my Omega Sanction here? Another ability granted by the Omega thing is the Omega Sanction, the death that is life, or also known as the life trap. The Omega Sanction, when inflicted on an individual, traps them in an endless succession of synthetic lives, one or more degrading and hopeless than the last. Darkseid has been known to have used this on Batman and also Superman. So yeah, so technically Darkseid does have the ability to create timelines like Chara. It's just through a specific effect. So yeah, this is tough. Because these guys basically have powers that counter each other, but they both have some abilities that might theoretically override the others. Like I said, I don't believe in the power nullification working on Darkseid here. I think he's just too strong of a being for that to work. But like I said, if Darkseid is going to win, it's going to be through the Omega Sanction. And that's not even a guarantee, given the fact that Chara has the ability to, again, create timelines, manipulate time travel, manipulate. So, hypothetically, Chara could figure a way out of the Omega Sanction. Because Darkseid also has a physical advantage over Chara, I would lean towards Darkseid here, but I'll say there's a shot Chara could win. The problem just simply comes down to one does have an ability in Darkseid who can, in all essence, affect Chara in a negative way to the point of winning. Chara doesn't have really anything in the same vein for Darksied. Yeah, Chara can manipulate reality and time travel and all that, but it's kind of moot points unless Chara can time travel all the way to Darkseid's creation and and prevent Darkseid from ever being created, which I guess is theoretically possible. Then yeah, unless that is the case, I think Darkseid actually does have the win condition, whereas Chara just has a lot of abilities. And that would be annoying and difficult for Darkseid to deal with, 100%. But yeah, I guess I will lean towards Darkseid in this fight. But look, I'm not gonna argue anyone who thinks differently on it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks for the next one. Have a good one.